Yes, please come in.
May I come in, sir?
Come, Pulkit.
Very good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
You have an option. If you want to remove your mask and talk to us, you are fine. If you want to keep it on, you are also fine.
Thank you, sir.
मास्क चाहो तो हटा लो, रखना चाहो रखो।
Okay, sir.
आपकी मर्जी है. Pulkit, tell us about yourself in a minute.
Sir, talking about my roots, I come from a family of farmers and army jawans. I had my initial schooling from primary school in the village. Then I did my higher schooling from army public schools. Then, sir, I did a integrated dual degree course in mechanical engineering from Banaras Hindu University. Sir, professionally, I have worked for 1 year in DRDO, and thereafter, since last 3 years, I am working in the edutech sector.
Can I ask you a question about uranium enrichment?
Yes, sir.
Can you explain method of gaseous diffusion?
Sorry, sir, I am not aware regarding.
You are an
yes.
MTech, I thought, and you have said fluid and thermal.
Yes, sir. Sir, I am not able to recall it exactly right now,
Okay.
but I know the principle around it.
What was your optional?
Sir, my optional is mechanical engineering.
Okay. So we have to ask something about mechanical engineering in that case. Axis as source of lever. When and how was that discovered?
Sorry, sir, I am not able to recall right now the historical part of it.
Okay. And then tell us something that you want to share with us. India would be seen as an infrastructure deficit nation. How could we utilize some of the indigenous methodologies in construction? Are there some breakthroughs we can achieve in infrastructure building using indigenous technologies?
Yes, sir. So in indigenous technology, we can look at the building materials that we were using in the older times. Still, they are very relevant in that regard. Sir, we can study the various structures that are still existing. And it's very astonishing that without the reinforcing material at times like cement or etc., they have been still able to stand the ground. Sir, if we talk further, we can also take the knowledge from the water structures also in terms of storing water.
Have you heard expression infrastructure diplomacy?
Yes, sir.
What is infrastructure diplomacy?
Sir, it could be regarding, like for example, like Japan is investing in India in the Delhi metro. It could be seen as a part of it. And moreover, it could be in terms of connectivity projects that we are having with the neighboring countries. So, sir, these kind of projects whereby it gives benefit to the infrastructure development in the targeted country, as well as at the same time promotes the diplomatic relations. Like more example.
Japan's economic assistance is called the official development assistance.
Yes, sir.
And that was usually called economic diplomacy.
Thank you, sir.
Or development diplomacy.
Thank you, sir.
Likewise, there is a new term now being used called infrastructure diplomacy, which is seen as different from either development diplomacy or economic diplomacy. You want to?
Then in that case, sir, I will not be aware of the exact term.
Okay. Let me ask Goel, sir, you want to ask him something?
See, you belong to Mandoti village, eh?
Yes, sir.
District Jajjar.
Yes, sir.
District Jajjar, what is the population of the city? I mean, district, sorry.
Sir, if I can recall correctly, it is around 8 lakh according to the 2011
The
census.
total population of the state?
Sir, it is around 2 crores.
You see, there was a change of timing of when we were presenting our the budget at 5 p.m. from last 60-70 years. Now we are telecasting or presenting the budget at 11 a.m. What was the reason?
Sorry, sir, I am not aware regarding this time.
You know, there was a change of date of the budget dates. Earlier we were doing in 28 February. What is the date now?
Sir, right now we are doing on 1st February, and reason behind is that it usually takes some time for the process to get over, and now they want that the funds are available by the month of the April itself, so that they can.
And what is the accounting year change of timing, date, whatever?
Sir,
accounting year earlier and now.
Sir, I'm not very clear about, but there is a debate going around. Some say that we can shift to January to December as an accounting year, and right now, sir, I think we financially we use the April to the March year time period as the
Do
account.
you know something about vote of account?
Yes, sir. Sir, this was one of the issues around which we had shifted the date. This vote and account gives a mechanism whereby the government can undertake certain spending, so that it is not waiting for the entire process of the budgetary process to get over, and it can start its expenditure in order to meet its demand.
Can you tell the latest highlight of the monetary policy declared by Reserve Bank of India yesterday?
Sir, they have maintained although they have recognized that we are having some inflationary tendencies, but they have maintained the repo rate in this regard. And sir, moreover, they had said that the central bank will take the excess liquidity in case it arises.
Do you know something about the bad bank?
Yes, sir.
Can you highlight what is the present status of implementing that scheme?
Sir, these are asset reconstruction companies, and present status there is talk. Even in the budget, it was mentioned that we will be thinking about making a bad bank in this regard. Sir, but after that, not much fruitful has taken in terms of going towards it.
But Reserve Bank of India has already given license in the month of July itself.
Sir, that's true, but I'm talking in terms of reaching the final, the dawn whereby we can see the coming of a bank in this regard.
You know, SME sector is a very important sector of the economy.
Yes, sir.
So what is the present status of contribution to the Indian economy?
Sir, can I take some time to recall?
Yeah, please.
Sir, I think it contributes around 12 crore in the employment, and there are around 6 crore firms in this regard. And the manufacturing GDP, it is contributing around 30% of the GDP, and around 45% of the exports are contributed by MSME sector.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Rajiv.
Pulkit, you have worked in DRDO. What was which lab did you work and what was your job?
Sir, I was working in the gas turbine research establishment at Bengaluru, and I had worked on a project on turbine blade cooling of the Kaveri engine.
Wonderful. So, in fact, just tell me, have you followed the trajectory of Kaveri engine? Why India is not able to leverage our capability to develop an aero engine?
Sir, I think this will require the analysis. I will like to analyze from the various stakeholders involved. Sir, firstly, the technology itself is quite highly demanding, and here the transfer of technology is very difficult to come through, because being an engine technology, we are not able to come through with the collaborations by which we could have a transfer of technology. Then, sir, secondly, also we had also seen challenges in terms of institutional challenges, in terms of availability of funds that are required for it. Then, sir, third aspect could be the testing facilities. Sadly, they are not available in India. We have to depend upon our understanding with Russia in this regard, and it takes the entire process even for undertaking exhaustive testings in this.
So, you are doing high-speed testing and high.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, tell me, if you have to correct these anomalies, what does India need? If tomorrow we have already understood that nobody is going to share a niche technology which is existing with 3-4 countries in the world. So they might share some small little bit. If you get the private sector, will the problem be solved?
Sir, I believe that it will help in rectifying the issue to some level. Like we have seen that with the participation of private sector, it leads to competitiveness even in the PSUs and even in the defense structure also. And sir, moreover, the transfer of technology, because of the collaborations that they can have with foreign firms, is much easier through the private sector, and that we have seen in other sectors of the economy itself. And I believe, sir, if we promote private sector in this regard, it will definitely help in the long run to resolve some of the issues.
Just one issue. Whenever you get a private sector, does it ever get into a critical areas of, do they ever get TOT in critical areas?
Sir, we do have some challenges in this regard, but I believe we have seen in the space sector Like with the evolution of the technologies, we had
So there were
seen.
no DOT in space sector. Nobody shared technology.
Yes, sir. Sir, but it brings competitiveness in the human capital also itself, and those things have we can say a latent effect on it. Although we cannot attribute directly
Okay,
to
you are a
it.
mechanical engineer. We have number of cars, auto industry, aircraft industry, many industries are there. Why is it that we are not designing things, we are only manufacturing? Why are we not able to design things?
Yes, sir. In fact, that is the biggest challenge that we are having right now. Sir, for that we can identify that R&D is very capital intensive in this regard. So we are having paucity of funds.
If you are the people, see China and India had a similar trajectory. What would be your remedy to correct this balance between manufacturing and service industry? What would be your remedy?
Sir, from my limited knowledge, I think I would like to work on few things. Like firstly, developing the pool of scientists in this regard. We can seek for something like developing mentor and some scientist, something like on the grounds of scientific social responsibility.
See, we already have a system. I think all these systems are there. Anything which you want to suggest something better. We already have all these mechanisms. Any mechanism you say it's like this. Anything which you will use it.
So from my experience, I can identify one area which I can think of right now. So that will be in terms of cooperation between the organizations that we are having in this field. And particularly with respect to, if I talk specifically with DRDO, with the kind of interaction that is required with the services and the organization. And I think in this regard, the role of the secretaries at the Ministry of Defense becomes very crucial to make them understand each other's demand and know the challenges that they are facing. This could be one area which I have identified.
Okay, now you are a Fauji kid and you have a certificate in NCC. I've seen it. Is NCC relevant in today's technology or preparing the future military man or even as a good citizen? Is the NCC's training really tuned to that, or you would like to see some change?
Sir, there are some areas where it can be improved, but I believe it is having a kind of role which is not very, like it promotes the kind of understanding among the students. They recognize the
No,
culture.
I just want to see the gaps. This time is there, if you would like to see some change or some improvement.
Sir, in that regard, the career opportunities that someone can have after NCC, if they can be made more elaborate, that will be one whereby they will derive.
NCC curriculum also has to be aligned.
Yes, sir.
Then-
Yes, sir. So,
Okay. What is the difference between swing and a reverse swing? You are vice captain.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in this swing, we refer to conventional swing and the reverse swing. Conventional swing is generally with the new ball, and sir, this reverse swing is with a much older ball, and in which we have the effect of the boundary layer separation. And in this, the trajectory that the ball has is exactly opposite to that we will expect from a conventional swing in this regard.
So is it because of drag or is it because of lesser drag?
Sir, it is because of studies have suggested it is more because of the boundary layer separation that we experience at the two surfaces. That
So
is,
boundary layer separation gives energy or draws the energy?
sir, it helps in creating a pressure differential on the two sides of the ball, and as a result of this, we see a lateral movement, apparent lateral movement, which is very deceptive for a batsman.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Pulkit, just a few minutes back we were talking about accounting year.
Yes, sir.
So which state in the country has been the first state to change the accounting year from April, March to January, December?
Sir,
One state in India has changed
yes,
the
sir. I
accounting.
think, and it was long. I think 2016 or 17 in the news. I'm not able to recall right now, sir.
Anyway, it's Madhya Pradesh. Achha, now coming to another issue, organic farming as an industry has flourished very well internationally. What are the reasons why comparable success, it has not been able to achieve comparable success in India?
Sir, in that regard, internationally there is demand for this market because organic products are relatively expensive vis-a-vis the normal products. And sir, second factor is the yield in the organic product is lesser than vis-a-vis the conventional chemical grown crops. So this is one factor where farmers are not getting promoted towards it. And sir, thirdly, even in the process is quite capital intensive, and we are having a structure of the agriculture where around 86% of the farmers are small and marginal. So they are not able to take that kind of risk that is involved with this.
So what do you think should be done to see that that also gets a foothold in India?
Sir, I believe we'll have to look into the entire supply chain of the production system. Like, firstly, we will have to reduce the risk that is involved with this. We can look for insurance schemes in this regard. We can look for things like contract farming, whereby we can look into that they are secured against it. Then, sir, during the process also, we will have to have a significant lab not to land knowledge transfer. And sir, even in the markets, I think that is one very crucial area that becomes very important in this, because of the shelf life of the organic products is relatively less than the other conventional crops.
Have you heard of crowdfunding as a business model?
Yes, sir.
What is an illustration of a crowdfunding as a business model in India?
Sir, as an administrative model, I can recall like a famous brand I cannot recall right now. I had heard this term with respect to the construction of a road that one of the civil servants, Mr. Kwame Armstrong, had done around a decade ago by taking the crowdfunding initiative. And
what is crowdfunding?
sir, in this I will seek for money or funds from the crowd without giving them any equity or any kind of share in the or the ownership in the whatever amount I will be collecting. And in this I will be projecting a goal or objective towards which that fund will be devoted. It could be in terms of bringing about a social change, or it could be in terms of promoting education, something like which will be engaging people to come forward and contribute.
Apart from that road one, which are the example of business model, is very famous business model, which has succeeded in India tremendously?
I am very sorry, sir. I am not.
Amul, have you heard of Amul?
Yes, sir.
Amul.
Thank you, sir.
So now, one more question. Take you to another level altogether. Demonetization was intended to cut black money. But what are the reasons why it has not been able to achieve its objective to contain circulation of black money?
Sir, one could be like black money we talk is concentrated in the real sector, and that was not which was targeted from this policy change that we had. And sir, secondly, there also there have been reports that people had some other investment or assets like gold in which they have invested. So whereby these could be two areas because of which the intended objective might not have been achieved, sir.
The law which the government had introduced, Black Money Law, Black Money Act.
Yes, sir.
What are the salient features of this Black Money Act? Have you heard about it?
Yes, sir, I heard about it. I can recall vaguely some of them right now, sir.
Just two or three.
Sir,
one or two.
Sir, one was regarding the imprisonment is very intensive around it. And sir, secondly, they were also having a scheme also around it, whereby if someone is coming forward and declaring the assets himself, so it's kind of sir, I'm not able to recall exactly right now.
Sorry.
So Pulkit, you are from Haryana.
Yes,
First, tell me that what are the three social problems of Haryana?
sir, first will be inequality, particularly with respect to the agrarian crisis. Sir, secondly will be the improvement of the status of the women. And sir, third I can think about will be improving certain areas like Mewat area in this regard.
What has been the impact of Beti Bachao Beti Padhao scheme in Haryana?
Sir, it has been quite successful in achieving. If we go by the recent reports, it has increased the child sex ratio, which was I think around 850 in the 2011 census. And in recent years, it has gone to as high as 920 as quoted by the Haryana's economic survey. And sir, apart from this, at the ground level also they had been able to engage the Khap Panchayats in this regard and bring about a kind of a nudge initiative whereby even the society is involved in this.
Don't you think that honor killing is also a very big social issue in Haryana?
Yes, sir, I missed around it. Yes, it's definitely a very big issue around the rights of anyone.
Okay. So you have been in Varanasi, I think, for 4 or 5 years at least.
Yes, sir, 5 years.
5 years. What differentiates Varanasi as a city from the another cities? What is the special about Varanasi?
Sir, I will call it as Banarsi Masti. Like their people, it is a city where even the death is celebrated. So it might be because of religious connotations, but I feel there that people there are kind of very relaxed in their life, and they go about their course without much caring much about the things, and they are having a very relaxed, laid down life in this regard.
Good, good. So I can see here that you were the vice captain of cricket team. So what is this pink ball, red ball and white ball which is being used in the games?
Sir, the red ball is for the conventional test cricket. It usually has a more swing vis-a-vis the other balls, particularly the white ball. White ball evolved with the coming of the limited overs cricket. That was more because of the colored clothing that they were using, and otherwise it somehow benefits the batsman more in this regard. And now, sir, pink ball is talked about with respect to the day-night test matches that we are talking. So with this pink ball, it has been studied that it increases the visibility in the night, and hence they are going for the pink ball.
Okay, sir was asking about reverse swing. Which finger you will use for reverse swing?
Sir, in this regard, many things goes into a reverse swing, like even the orientation of the ball in this regard. Even we have to maintain the ball also, and it has been a very complex thing to study about it. So I believe it's not only about the fingers that works around it, it's the entire thing, that even one's action also matters, and so it's a result of a complex number of variables which gives this output. So I believe that only identifying fingers will not be appropriate in this case.
Last question for you. What is this whiteboard explainer videos? Do you make videos on whiteboard?
Sir, it's an animation technique whereby I use software to make certain videos, explanatory animated videos in this regard.
So basically you have an interest in explaining some concept or anything like this?
Sir, I had seen it as a bridge of my hobby as a sketching in the childhood. So when I came across this technology.
So basically you know how to sketch also?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So I think that I should ask one question which seems very interesting to me. You don't want to serve in Northeast, am I right?
That's not what might be interpreted from my choices, sir.
Why I should not interpret like this?
So because I have lived in the Northeast in my childhood, and I am very fond of it. I am very fond of its diverse culture.
Okay.
And sir, that is not the only factor based on which I made my choices regarding the whatever choices I was offered with respect to the.
You
preference.
enjoy diversity, that is another thing.
Yes, sir.
But why you have filled 99 and all here at Tripura, Manipur, Nagaland?
Sir, I think that was because of my analysis around the cadre policy. So I think I came to a state whereby I analyzed that after that it will become immaterial for me in terms of choices. So from there I had put 90.
Basically it doesn't matter to you that whether you are working in Manipur, Nagaland, Tripura, everything is same for you.
Yes, sir, it could be said.
It is like this, no? That is the cadre policy.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Let me continue with the question that was asked here in terms of DRDO. Is such an enormous organization, and it is part of Defence Production, Ministry of Defence. And still, you don't see armed forces accepting the products that DRDO produces. I'm talking about major projects. In that, has this opening up of defence exports made any difference to DRDO?
Sir, we do have talks regarding it. I am not exactly aware of the institutional status in this, but the opening of the exports, there are countries like Vietnam, Philippines, which are willing to import our missiles particularly. Sir, then we have also talked about exporting some of the arms and ammunitions to some of the African countries also in this regard. So sir, I believe it will definitely help in terms of boosting the capabilities or bringing in confidence among its products. But sir, right now I am not aware whether this had some ground changes, but I have read about that there have been news whereby the other countries are willing in this regard.
Prime Minister had put a very ambitious target of how much exports India would make in terms of defense exports. I don't remember the figure right now, but it was astronomical figure compared to the kind of track record that DRDO has had so far. 1990s India opened for defense exports. 20 years, not much. What do you think led to that kind of enormous target? Is there something groundbreaking in DRDO that gives that confidence to Prime Minister to say, let's put a huge target?
So definitely DRDO in some sectors are doing a good job, and I believe this also reveals the optimism that we have with the changes in the policies that we have done in recent years with respect to DRDO. So it could be because of this that the Honorable Prime Minister is having such ambitious targets in this area.
Okay, last in 1 minute, convince us that you are an ideal material to become a civil servant.
Sir, I believe I do have the qualities which are required as a civil servant. I am disciplined, I have good exposure to various cultures, I can work under pressure, and sir, apart from this, I believe that I may not be the ideal one, but I have the qualities which we can see in any other candidate also, which the esteemed board might be looking in terms of recruiting someone for the civil services.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Nice conversation.